Would you shut up with that name? Okay, now that is how you do an intro. But anyway, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much because I am now doing another Q&A, not a watch along, although I have been doing a lot of them, which hopefully they will be getting a little bit more popular, just a little bit. But today I'm doing a live Q&A. You guys can ask me anything about movies as soon as we get some more people in the chat besides Film Kid, who is probably lecturing me again with the name. Man, I hate that name. But we got Film Kid saying hello and hi. You guys are in here? Okay, let me put that up. So be sure to hit that like button and subscribe and share this video. It always helps out a lot. Okay, but I have been doing pretty well lately, so I want to thank everyone for that. So it's been a great honor with the amount of amount of stuff I've been being able to do lately. So my channel has been blowing up lately, so I want to thank everyone for that. Film Kid, I'm probably gonna watch something. I may rewatch 7. I would suggest Die Hard, not 7. Die Hard's less disturbing. I'll be back. Okay, there we go. Film Kid, Mr. Bragging Pants. Don't know how I'm bragging there. You and I have both seen 7 and Die Hard. Whew. Okay. But I haven't. But not really a film I want to rewatch. 7. It's a great film. It's just not when I'm really in the mood to rewatch anytime soon. I think I'm doing fine without it. Film Kid. No, I'm talking about you blowing up. Oh yeah, sorry about that. A bit of a sore subject. The cat made me do it. Whatever cat made me do it, it made me do it. I don't know why. I had to come up with some excuse. Be sure to share this video, guys. That's the best way to get me to where I'm getting a lot of people yesterday. Film Kid says, till yesterday, he didn't know what Fargo was. I have no idea what you're talking about. But I am currently at 632 subscribers, so I've been doing good. And if you guys really want to support me and go that extra mile, I have a Patreon page. So if you want to think about signing up, then easily just press the link I have in my About card, and you can easily sign up for Patreon. There's exclusive things I just need to start. No, I do not think I do know what you're talking about. Okay, quick little water break. Always hydrate, kids. I have no idea what you're talking about, Film Kid. Yeah. These live streams always start out a bit how should I say this? Unpopular, but they then gain a lot of views fast. So hopefully we're about to get a lot of people in here. Fingers crossed. Okay. But be sure, guys, to mark your calendars because on Friday I am doing a watch along of No Time to Die with SPC Unleashed as well as Film Kid. So we will be getting to do that. And really excited because after that I will have seen every single James Bond film. Film Kid, that profile picture is disrespectful. How dare you put a profile picture that is in Casino Royale or Skyfall? No idea what you're talking about. This is an awesome profile pic. This is probably the best pose we've ever gotten out of Daniel Craig. He's had some great poses, but man, is that a cool one. But yeah, I just watched Spectre Saturday, so I can now thoroughly say both Quantum of Solace and Spectre are awesome films that people just hate on for no reason. They are both awesome and like top tier Bond. Don't know what people are saying about bottom tier Bond. Yeesh. Don't flatter yourself. We ever gonna get anyone in this chat? How do I? Trying to think. Should I just do like a tier list thing? Yes, he's in the chat. That's about the only one. We'll get someone here soon. I'm doing something real quick. Whew. Okay. Yes, Film Kid is here. Ooh, looks like we got someone in the chat. We got Ledger Forever in here saying, I'm in the chat. Good to see you, Ledger. Thanks for joining in. Yes, Film Kid and I both welcome you. Sorry, guys, I had to. I panicked. Oh, man. But again, love James Bond. Have a poster of Skyfall right there and of Casino Royale. Gonna get the poster for literally every Bond film on Amazon. There's a thing that comes with every poster, and that's like 20 by 36 inches or something. It's like, what is it? It's 24 by 36 inches, contains every single poster for of every single James Bond film, from Dr. No to No Time to Die. Oh, shut up. Yeah, but it's only $11, so I have to. It's James Bond, guys. You know I am a James Bond fanatic. Definitely, probably the most important part of cinema for me. Star Wars and that are like the things that have made me fall in love with cinema now. Like, I've been a movie fan a long time, and now getting into Bond, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm diehard cinema. Wow. Even if some of the films in the James Bond franchise are rough to get through. Like, Connery, I love him. Like, he, after Thunderball, he just fell off. Like, I love Thunderball. After that, nope. Then you get You Only Live Twice, which is not a good film. Then you get Diamonds Are Forever, which is really bad. And then you get that thing, Never Say Never Again, which is awful. Film Kid, I just looked at the picture that you're talking about. It looks okay. I'd rather get one of all the Tarantino films. Tarantino bias. Oops, sorry, I can't think of that. Film, since every Tarantino film is probably going to be better than the majority of Bond. Don't flatter yourself. Tarantino bias. We got Dimension Scott in here saying, what's up? I'm doing good. How are you doing? But since I'm in a Bond mood, everyone say, what is your least favorite Bond film and your favorite Bond film? Just keep in mind when Film Key gives his answer, he's only seen the Daniel Craig films and Dr. No. So he's very much allowed to give the answer that I know he's about to give. Even if that one is still awesome. Because my least favorite of the ones that he has seen is still an 8 out of 10, which is Quantum of Solace. And I love Quantum of Solace. Do not get the hate at all. The only reason people hate on it is because of things like some of the more easy things to hate on, like the shaky cams and stuff that is kind of that they used in that they used in Bourne. You little liar! You told me it was Quantum of Solace. Least favorite Doctor No, favorite Skyfall. Skyfall is a great one. Oh wow, I didn't even need to do that, but yeah, Niad. I'll just call her him or her Ivana. So Ivana says, "What do you think of ICU 2002 and Cobra 1986 with Sylvester Stallone? Haven't seen either. Really wanted to see Cobra. Stallone fanatic, fanatic." Whew. Dimension Scott, the Batman officially delayed for 2 years. What are your thoughts? I know that most likely, like they made a fantastic film with the Batman. Being, it's not my favorite Batman film. I think it's getting a bit overrated with people saying that this is like easily the best one. I would say that Dark Knight and Batman Begins are better. So I would say I do think I do think that what they did was it was necessary because they still need to come up with a script and all that stuff. So they did delay it, but I'm at least happy that they're delaying it, probably just so we can get so that we can get a good script and a great film that will possibly even surpass the Batman, which is still a great film. Don't get me wrong, I love it. Just think it's a bit overrated, just a bit. Film Kid, over time, I think Leo and Brad Pitt has become my favorite because of her banter in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You can't comment on that because you haven't seen it. I've seen some of their banter. I do like their banter. They have a great banter in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I've seen them talk. So I can comment on that. So boom. But anyway, I do like that. Just yeah, but I have really wanted to see Cobra. I'm just throwing that out there. Really a Stallone fanatic. It's from the Stallone any Stallone from the 80s usually is accompanied by an awesome in the same sentence. Other than that, you'd be hard pressed to find. Other than that, there's very few that are that bad. I can't think of any. Film Kid, yesterday the OG Lethal Weapon was exactly 40 years old. Well, happy 40-year-old birthday, Lethal Weapon. Film Kid, I mean, why do you think I put on my podcast cover? Yeah. Film Kid, please talk about my podcast. Will do. Okay, so Film Kid is doing a new podcast thing called Fun with Films where he's having guests on every one. I believe I am episode 1. If I'm mistaken, then Film Kid, please correct me down below. But as I know, if you told me I'm episode 1 where we're talking about Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049, I wanted to do Terminator and Terminator 2 or Casino Royale and Skyfall, but that's okay. I'll just get my tissues. So I'm episode 3, got it. But he's having the movie ranker, aka Nick, on for the episode 1 with I think Scarface and Goodfellas. So he will be releasing them probably on Spotify, possibly, and he's releasing them on his channel. So go check him out on his channel. Film Kid be then feel free to put your link in the comments, and I will highlight it and pin it. And I'll pin it. Yeesh. All these like tongue twisters. Whew. Okay. Quick little water break. Film Kid, explain why my podcast cover is my podcast cover, if you remember. It's because he's doing it off of duos that he loves. Like he has Doc Brown and Marty. He has What's His Face and What's His Face from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He has Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta from Pulp Fiction, another great duo. But off of these like great duos, since he's having like these twosome of people like him and Nick for episode 1, some kid that he knows through Letterboxd for episode 2, then me for episode 3. Okay. But that is basically all I know about the podcast, to be honest. Getting a bit hard because I'm trying not to like just stop and just like stop talking because that would just sound weird considering this is a Q&A, but I have so little people in here, so there's so little comments I can get to, so it gets really hard for me to be It gets really hard for me to be like not talking. Film Kid. It's kind of funny that out of all three of those people, you're the most one I know the best. Yet you're pushed, yeah, you're pushed back for episode 3. Yeah, I didn't think you hated me that much. Everybody hates me. We got Godzilla in the chat, meaning that we have hopefully a lot of questions coming because he always asks these very, very interesting questions. So, uh, what did you think of Quantum of Solace? Oh boy, I'm ready for the heat. I loved it, and I am not letting anyone tell me otherwise. The film's awesome. It has Craig. That alone makes it awesome if he's playing Bond. Like, they physically cannot do what they did with him in Never Say Never Again because Craig is good enough to push away any the writing in Quantum of Solace is not that good. And yet he's still pretty awesome, and that's the reason why it's so awesome. So something like Never Say Never Again, the writing is pretty terrible, but so is the execution. But they physically cannot bring back Daniel Craig for another one. That even if it isn't canon, they physically cannot, considering that they did kill him off in No Time to Die. He is not able to be put back. And if they did, I would love to see the way they justify that. What are they going to say that he was? I don't even know what I could think of, but okay. So you're saying I don't ask you interesting questions, so that mean of you, and don't say it's so mean of you because you pushed me back to episode 3. I'm a bit confused. Godzilla. I think it is too. I don't think it's the best, but it's still pretty good. I think it's the worst of Daniel Craig's films that I've seen. I haven't watched No Time to Die yet. I am doing that on Friday, with SPC Unleashed and Film Kid. I'm gonna put the link to the thing in the comments so that people can like start marking their calendar, getting everything ready, getting their popcorn ready 2 days in advance to 3 days in advance. Whew. I'll pin it in the comments. And there we go. Film Kid. I'm thinking about doing a Tarantino watch along party thing. That'll take a long time, my friend. Godzilla. No Time to Die is my favorite. Is my third favorite of his. That's usually what I hear. It's always his like number 3. At worst, it's always like the number 4. My dad has his least favorite by far, but that's just because he thinks it's woke. Okay, and there is the link. If you guys want to like press it to get yourselves ready, like mark your calendars, make sure that you have things to like delay in your real life. If you're willing to do that, just so you can be here, please be willing to. I'll be doing with SPC Unleashed and SPC Unleashed and Austin from no, that is Austin. SPC Unleashed and Film Kid. Film Kid. I mean, if I do that, I already have someone for Death Proof, which is Jason, because that's his favorite Tarantino. Death Proof, which is considered the worst, is his favorite, but he's not a very big fan of Pulp Fiction. Odd. Because I love Pulp Fiction so much. It's so good. Sorry if you're hearing a coin flipping. I'm a big coin flipper. I've really been getting into it lately. Hopefully, I'm not going to start getting victims of mine and then start putting their life on heads or tails. The Dark Knight 2. Ledger's Revenge. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, you have to admit the Pulp Fiction isn't for everyone. Probably not, but Death Proof over it, that's stretching it a lot. A lot. Film Kid, you have already done that to me. Okay. Says we have 3 people in here. Okay. Okay. It's getting a bit difficult because I haven't gotten too many people chatting. So I'm quickly trying to maybe doing a tier list thing. So James Bond. I could knock that out now, but I haven't seen No Time to Die, so I'll wait. What's a big franchise that already has a lot of films that I could tier list to like knock out a lot of time? I just have that highlighted at the moment until we get some more people, so I can put up those questions. Someone says the amount of times you've done it to us on the James Bond is uncountable. Blech. Well, you're going to be doing it again. I'm doing a video on it on the tier list of all the James Bond films. And boy, do I have some hot takes. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Because man, are people going to be really dang angry at me? I have some hot takes with James Bond. At least 7. That's my bare minimum. I have a lot. I can get people passionate. Very funny. He's trying to be so clever. I haven't seen all the Nolan films, so I can't do that really. Probably not doing a tier list right now. And if you guys have ideas, then please say it below. But other than that, I can't really think of anything. Whew. There we go. Sorry for hearing a mouse clicking. That's what I'm using. I think it's better than using a mouse. I think it's better than using a keyboard. Okay, I'm going to pull up the link again so that people can know. No Time to Die. Daniel Craig's final Bond film will be watched by Film Kid, Austin, and moi right here. So all of us are watching No Time to Die. We're getting a lot of different reactions. It's my first time watching it. It's Austin and Film Kid's second rewatch, or Austin may have seen it more times than that, but that's all I know. As well as the fact that this is Austin's favorite in the franchise of Bond, and this is not Film Kids, and it will not be mine. I know that. There's no way it can be Casino Royale or Skyfall. Film Kid, hey, since you're using a computer, can you screen share? I would need something to screen share. That's why I was going to do tier list thing, but I can't right now until I get something. Whew. But yeah, really excited for Bond. It is a bit sad, bittersweet, because this is my last Bond film that will be a first time watch. But hey, I still have that Casino Royale 60s knockoff thing. Well, I guess that's a thing. Film Kid. Well, I can post in my community tab the Fun with Films thing, and you can share the screen and show people that. I don't want to do that because I don't want to show people too much of the YouTube thing, so I'm not going to do that. But hopefully we get some more people in here. Usually there was a time where my things were getting really where I was like having to like rush through people's questions because there was too many. Now I'm not getting too many at all, which is odd because I'm really getting a following on YouTube and on Letterboxd too. I've been doing pretty good. Which, by the way, go follow me over on there as well. It also lets you know some of my opinions early on like films where I do like little reviews for them. I don't do like a this was awesome because of blank. That's more of like Film Kid, unlike me. Yeah. Meanwhile, yeah, Film Kid does more of the like straightforward, like I like this about the film, like gave it all like the review and like talked about it. So I'm desperate, okay. So yeah, I just do for my letterbox reviews. I always do like the Rotten Tomatoes. I put the Rotten Tomatoes so people can get to know that entertainment scale, and then I give an entertainment scale like of like 1 out of 100%, and then I have my grade, and then I usually like sometimes I'll put a note on there, like note for Shrek 2, I put note. Why do I keep giving this film chances it doesn't deserve? It's been a 2-star lately. I think I'm gonna change it. Yeah, I'm done. I'm changing it to a 1.5 now on this stream. I am done. I hate the film. It is borderline unwatchable. Terrible, terrible, terrible film. Unbelievably bad. To almost an impressive level. Woof. Talk about a bad film. Yeah. Unbelievably bad. Spectre's 10 times better than this. Yeah, Spectre's 10 times better than this garbage. Film kit Blade Runner 2049, Prisoners, Arrival, but I don't have a top 5. You haven't seen 2049, Prisoners, or okay, you may have seen Arrival, but you have not seen Prisoners or Blade Runner 2049. I'm just calling you out on that. Godzilla, what are top 5 Denis Villeneuve films you want to watch the most? Let me rephrase that, film kid. Sorry, I didn't read that part first. Never mind. You have the ability to say that. Number 1 is sorry. So number 1 is Prisoners. Number 2 is Arrival. Number 3 is Sicario. That's when it gets difficult. What is he directed? I'm gonna take a look on Letterboxd. What is he directed? It's gonna take a second. I'm seeing what he's directed because I don't want to like misuse anything. So I only have a top 3 to be honest, because those are like the only ones I want to see. And I'll throw in the third Dune. Oh, that's like at number 4. Wow. He actually has a film in his thing that's 3 minutes long, and it literally says rated R for nudity. That is the literal name of one of his films, apparently, that's like 3 minutes long. Odd. It's so funny. Oh, man. But really been loving some of his films, like Blade Runner 2049 is a fantastic film. Like utterly awesome, like just wow. Yep, like he said. But love Blade Runner 2049. I do think Dune Part 2 is getting very overrated. People saying it's like the greatest thing of all time, one of the greatest films of all time. It is not. There are flaws. But I do acknowledge the fact that it is a great film. It's just not one of the best. I do think the first Dune is better. I think I didn't really feel the runtime for Dune 1. I certainly felt the runtime for Dune 2. Like, I was so miserable in that theater. Like, I was like, oh, when is this film? And this is so long for no good reason. Like, this guy needs to get some shorter films. Like Blade Runner 2049, I at least didn't feel the pacing of. It's that great. Something like Dune Part 2, that has a terrible pacing job. Just throwing it out there. Godzilla. Arrival is a great film, by the way. I mean by him. I know that. I am really, really excited to see that one. Okay. Film kid, there's no nudity in it. I just looked at reviews on Letterboxing. One guy was like, where was this called rated or and nudity or something? Okay. Rated R for nudity, okay. But things like Prisoners, I really want to see. Hugh Jackman has like been doing great with some of his performances lately. So I mean, I've been seeing him in things like Logan. Wow, talk about gut wrenching like that. I watched the scene involving him getting the ending as what we see involving a tree branch. If you know, you know, like that. Oh man, that was hard to watch. It's just the way that the clone of him just like has him using his claws is like, and then just like reaches up, brings him in, and then just like flings him down, and that's just like oh, and then hearing him scream in the pain, it's like oh man, that is hard. Oh boy. Mm, Uh, Film kid. Hugh Jackman, I thought he was great in The Prestige. He was decent. Look, oh, shut up. I know you're about to start yelling. He was way better in that than anyone in Reservoir Dogs is. You deserve it, film kid. You do. You do. You know it. This Reservoir Dogs love is not needed. It's not deserved. It's not that good. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Oh wow. Yes, I am very happy of it. Reservoir Dogs, nope. There can be that. The performances can be good. They're not that good. I'll tell you that. Hugh Jackman, wow. Godzilla. I heard Enemy was a really good film. Denis Villeneuve. It's Denny Villeneuve. I keep forgetting. It's Denny Villeneuve, not Dennis. But I heard it was very strange. Sean Chandler is one of my favorite YouTubers. Said that he didn't like that one. So it's like, I could say I want to watch that one, but it's like if Sean uh uh if Sean said it was probably not very good, I can usually trust Sean. There's very few times where he is wrong that I would like to say he's blatantly wrong. I mean, there's a few times like Back to the Future being in a top 10 list. That is not true. It's not even in a top 100 films. Yeah, I said it, and I'm not, and I'm tired of pretending I'm wrong. I'm not. Back to the Future is genuinely overrated. It's not like one where it's not like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse where everyone else that just says that it's one of the greatest films of all time is just wrong and they know it. I will genuinely say if someone has Back to the Future, I can respect them because it is a great film. It's just not one of mine. I just don't like when people say that I'm dumb for saying it. Something like Across the Spider-Verse, people are dumb for saying it's one of the greatest of all time. Yeah. Okay. I'm good. That why Die Hard is okay. Very funny. Yeah, JK. Godzilla. That doesn't mean anything though. Yeah, but I mean, I enjoy Back to the Future. I'm in the middle of rewatching it, just to see if I feel the same, and I haven't gotten to finish it yet. I need to. I'm most likely gonna watch and finish Die Hard, and I started it. So I'm gonna try and finish it tonight. Man, I do love Die Hard. Everything about it is perfect. Okay, Ledger is very heartfelt speech. Just made me cry. Thanks a lot, Ledger. I didn't know I had a heartfelt speech, but I'm glad I made you cry. Mm. As long as I insulted Across the Spider-Verse, that would make me cry because it is very heartfelt to me to say something that bad, for me to insult a film that bad. It does deserve all that hate, so I am very glad that I did make you cry because you were so happy and heartfelt that I insulted a film that deserves it. Well, I'll toast to that because I'm going to take a drink of water. Hmm. Godzilla says I was talking about Chandler's opinion on Enemy. Oh, that's my mistake, but it's just one that if Sean and I are like mostly like wired the same way in like movie taste, so if he didn't like it, I doubt I would. And it's one that my mind is not complex enough to be able to take these opinions of like that are very just like layered stuff. I need something straight to the point. My brain is way too small to be handling all this like this that you need to look back at this and then that. It's like, yeah, no. Yeah, no. No way. Whew. Frankie says, "You a kid? I am a kid." Film Kid, thoughts on my review for Fargo? For shame for having it above Die Hard. Recency bias. Rewatch Die Hard. I promise you, you'll like it more. Been another water break. For some reason, I really enjoy my water. Frankie says, I lost my old account. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, that usually gets very bad if you lose an account. Hopefully, I don't lose this account. I've been getting such a following lately. I can't. Luckily, if I ever do, like, my account just, like, drops or something, just research Ledger forever every day in a row for a while, and I should have a new channel. It just will be new. So very sorry if that ever happens in the future. Please don't. Please don't. I cannot lose this account. So, Kid Ledger making an announcement for what you might be doing on the No Time to Die watch along thing. Nope. I thought we're keeping that secret, dude. Plus, that means that everyone will hold me to that standard if I don't do it. So, Film Kid, be quiet. So, shut your little mouth, please. I have a deleting button, you know. You've seen Godzilla -1. I have not. I have really wanted to. I hear it is great. I hear it is by a landslide the best in the Godzilla franchise of films. That's not really a high bar, but because a lot of them are apparently not very good. But I have not. I can't find somewhere to watch it. Godzilla. I've watched a lot of reviews, even ones I like where they said a certain film was bad, but it turned out not to be so. Yeah, I know. It's just I'm not wired the way that the film was wanting me to be. If it's not straight to the point, I'm usually too dumb to acknowledge it. So it's like that I can't. I have no idea what they're saying. They can either say something that's a little less confusing, or they can just completely lose me. Frankie says it's fantastic. I have heard fantastic things about it. It was one of the highest rated films of last year. I know that, and definitely one of the most beloved films of last year. And last that highly competes with like Iron Claw that just absolutely came out of nowhere and was like in like everyone's like favorites of all time lists of like not even I mean of just 2023. Like everyone was saying that both were like the best. Okay. Okay, he's wired in with my okay, very funny. I don't know what film you're referencing. I'm not reading the rest of that out loud. Frankie, it's only Amazing One. I've seen Godzilla from 2014. That's the only one. I'm doing a binge of the MonsterVerse movies, which I really need to get to because Godzilla X Kong is less than a month away. It's coming out in about a few, like 2 weeks. So I need to get started on. Actually, no, not 2 weeks. Like, yeah, 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks actually. So I really need to get onto that. Oh no, I can't believe I have to answer this question because this means. Oh, kid, you disappoint me. Sometimes it's a social freaking network. I just hate it on the social network without meaning to. Yes! Godzilla, what is your favorite Bond movie titles? Dang Godzilla, you're now going to have to make me compliment Roger Moore. But Roger Moore, he may have some ripe films in his set of Bond films, but he has some great songs. Like Live and Let Die might be my favorite Live and Let Die is a great one. Like the one from Casino Royale is great. Spectre's another great one. For Your Eyes Only is another great one. Man, there's some great ones. Trying to think. From Russian with Love's a decent one as well. Trying to think. I've never been the biggest fan of Skyfall's song. I enjoy that one, but I will give that one an honorable mention list. Like people saying that one's like for people saying like Film Kid, like that one's like one of the best Bond songs. It's one of the best Bond films, but I would not say that is like the best Bond song. It's a great one though. No Time to Die is another great one. I've seen the song for it. I've heard the song for it, and I love that one. Big Bond fanatic of certain things like the Bond songs. Of course, we all know the Bond songs were it was usually in the olden ones. It was a lot more just like the same. I'm a singer singing a song while you see outlines of naked women in the background. If you take that out of context, it'll make you sound like a very big pervert. But they kind of justified a bit more where you can't see really anything. All you can see is really the outline. But Craig, you see very little of that. Like I think Spectre's the only one where you have most of that. Like Casino Royale, Quantum. I assume I didn't even get through all of Quantum's song. I saw Quantum's opening song. I just decided to look it up, and I got through a few seconds into, and I was like, "Oh man, this is bad," and just like turned it off. I was like, "Oh man, is that a terrible Bond song?" So definitely not one of the best. But I do not think that Quantum of Solace is a bad film. That song, that's a different story. If I become famous, I make you famous. Thank you, Frankie. Happy to be famous. Just like the guy I am representing right there. But I won't probably go for like an hour and a half. If this thing gets very popular, then I'll go for longer. But other than that, I'm not going to embarrass myself too much longer. But I seem to still have some people in here. But the Bond songs are usually a lot of people are like, a lot of people are like, things like. A lot of people when they go to Bond films are always going to be like, "What's the opening song going to be like? What's the tune going to be?" A lot of the time. Don't get hot take. I'm not a fan of the Casino Royale opening song. You disgust me, you heathen. Godzilla, you know my name from Casino Royale, Live and Let Die, The World Is Not Enough. I think The World's Not Enough. I can't remember too much about that song. I kind of tried to wipe the entire thing from my memory. Really was not a The World Is Not Enough guy. Yeesh. Man, Pierce Brosnan, he had a bad set of sequels. Like, I'm not even, I think Tomorrow Never Dies is okay. Oh man, is The World Is Not Enough good. The World Is Not Enough is so not good. And Die Another Day is awful. Die Another Day is the second worst Bond film behind A View to a Kill. I really am not a Diamonds Are Forever guy, but at least Diamonds Are Forever at least has Connery. But man, some of the CGI in like that the CGI in Die Another Day is terrible. Like when he's like riding on the surfing wave, that's like when people were like, we need a bit of a tonal shift. And then you got Craig, which was a very big reactionary tonal shift in where he's a lot darker. Okay, whatever movie I watched today is going to be my 300 movie on Letterboxd. Interesting. How many movies am I at on Letterboxd? I'm at a lot. Apparently, like 911. Frankie, hot take, Cold Fingers in my top 5 worst James Bond films. That's still a good movie, but that just shows how good James Bond is. No. Goldfinger's awesome. That's not bottom 5, but saying that there's less than that that pretty much all of the Bond films are at least good is no. There's so many bad ones. I will say that there's at least where's the one? There's only 15 right now I would give a pass on. Out of 25, there's like 10 I really do not like. And some I really despise. Oh man. Godzilla. The World Is Not Enough is one of my favorite things about the movie. It's my favorite thing about the film. There's not much to choose from. That's a really bad film. Okay. Frankie, The Man with the Golden Gun is a really good movie. It's my least favorite James Bond film. I just want a few people that finds every movie good, even the bad ones. A View to a Kill is not good. I hate that one. I hate A View to a Kill. If you're saying that all the Bond films are good, I'm guessing you haven't seen Never Say Never Again, because Never Say Never Again is awful. Like one of the worst films I've seen in my entire life, which is saying a lot. Film Kid, point proven why Tarantino is better than the majority of Bond movies. Still no, the quality in Bond outweighs the quality in Tarantino. Oh, and Film Kid shuts his mouth because he knows he's been proven wrong. Sorry, Film Kid. You know I had to. Okay. Frankie, I see Never Say Never Again. I see Never Say Never Again. And why it's not one of my favorite James Bond movies ain't that bad. The movie, I do think the movie is very stupid, but Byfingers are pretty enjoyable. I watch it. I enjoy every. Do not know. I hate that one so much. I think it's so terrible, 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 bad, bad, awful, terrible, terrible, bad, awful. Film Kid, you're just saying that because you haven't seen any of the Tarantino besides Pulp Fiction. You're probably not going to watch anymore because you want to agree that Bond is better. No, I'm going on him. I'm seeing Django soon. I'm seeing Inglourious Basterds soon. I'm seeing Reservoir Dogs soon. So I'm going to get ready to eat your. I'm getting ready for you to eat your words. Godzilla, have you seen Casino Royale 1967? I have not. My dad purchased the film because I don't think he knew that was a spoof. But so I'm gonna get down to that one. But I'm gonna get onto that one soon. I hear it's not. I hear it's pretty awful. Frankie, it's a better like other. It's a better like other James Bond films compared to the old Casino Royale. Oh no, Casino Royale's worse. That Casino Royale is worse than Never Say Never Again. Oh man, I am so dead because I hated Never Say Never Again so much. The only positive I can give Never Say Never Again is unlike You Only Live Twice. At least Connery is trying. He's in a terrible film, but he's at least trying. He is at least trying his hardest to put in the effort. He's just in a really bad film. Things like Diamonds Are Forever, terrible film. He's trying. You Only Live Twice, another bad film, but he is not trying at all. Like he is in such a mediocre, he is just so mediocre in that one. I have no clue. No clue I have no clue what he's saying. Godzilla, it's terrible. No, that's what I've heard. Frankie, Never Say Never Again is nowhere near as good as the 2006. No! But to be fair, Casino Royale 2006 is my 10th favorite film of all time currently. The more I think about it, the more it could be outdoing Skyfall. Most likely on rewatch, I'm gonna say it might overtake Skyfall. I'll give it one rewatch and a C, but if we're going off of Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, Letterboxd, then Casino Royale is the best of the Daniel Craig films. It does outdo Skyfall. And most of the fan base agrees with me on that one. There's a lot that do think Skyfall's better, but the good majority of it think that Casino Royale is better. Okay, you shouldn't. The Austin Powers movies in your Bond rank is, and I shouldn't. Whew, but I The Austin Power films do not have James Bond in them, so they may be a spoof of James Bond, but I will not put them in a ranking of them. Frankie, the reason why I enjoy Never Say Never Again, because for some reason, even in a movie is very stupid, and I agree with that. The movie isn't got a good script. I think for James Bond movies is good. There's some really bad scripts in James Bond. I'll say that. I will openly say that. There's some really bad scripts, but I'm just not a. I just downright hate the film. I watched that one, and then like right after, I think I watched Alien versus Predator Requiem. Oh boy, that was a bad day. Well, I mean, I think I did. Did I? I'm gonna take a look at my diary of films on Letterboxd. That'll tell me. It's gonna take a while because I watched a lot of films since then. No, I did not. Okay, no, I watched AVP 2 before. Oh wait, no. I didn't. I didn't log that one in on Letterboxd. Never mind. Godzilla. Sean Connery at a certain point didn't want to be James Bond. By the time You Only Live Twice came around, I knew that. After You Only Live Twice, after I think Thunderball, he did not want to be James Bond anymore. So I think he had to be like forced into You Only Live Twice, which might be the reason why he's just so unbelievably uninterested in that one. But there's a reason You Only Live Twice is so bad. I mean, not so bad, but it's just like really not good. Oh man. But there was a certain point where he was at least just trying. I'd like Diamonds Are Forever. He's at least trying. Film Kid. No, you listen up, Mister. You better Pulp Fiction over all the Bond movies. Casino Royale and Skyfall over Reservoir Dogs. Hey, just saying. Frankie. Hot take. I would rather watch Never Say Never Again over Christopher Nolan's Interstellar. I cannot stand that movie. Way too overrated. No, even I have not seen Interstellar, and even I know Never Say Never Again is so much worse. I love Interstellar, and Interstellar is really good in my opinion. I'm sorry, Frankie. Thank you for at least showing your support, but you're sorry, you're a little overruled. But Frankie, see your proof of my point. Yes, the movie is emotional, but find the movie way too long. It makes no sense to me. So I would much rather take a long film that's great than a short film that's awful. Because at least in Never Say Never Again, it's just so terrible. I'm like, oh, thank goodness. But at least if I'm interested in the film, which I probably will be for Interstellar, but. And here, guys, you guys and I are gonna play a game. You guys, without looking at my top 100 favorite films of all time on Letterboxd, Film Kid, you guys are going to be giving me just random numbers to do a keep, watch, burn on, and they cannot be like next to each other. Like keep, watch, burn. Your favorite film of all time, your second favorite film of all time, and your third favorite film. They have to be spaced out. So go ahead and do that. We got Hasta in the chat saying, Hasta, I just watched Ghostbusters Afterlife and liked it way too much. Hasta, have you watched it? I have not. I bought the film. I have not watched it. I really am looking forward to it, but no clue how you like that one more than the original. Frankie, oh, I forgot to tell you, I watched Ghostbusters Frozen Empire and it was amazing. It's already come out? Has to keep, watch, burn. It chapter 2, it part 2, it 2. We don't talk about that around here. Sorry, Film Kid. What did I tell you? They can't be spaced out together. They have to be random films from one another, so you're overruled. Frankie, in UK it is. Oh, then I now have a source saying that it's amazing. So Man, I'm really excited to see it. Hopefully, it's going to be awesome. Okay, and it gets, but I bought Afterlife because it came in a pack with the original too, and Afterlife. Even the Ghostbusters franchise has disowned the 2016 film. They don't even have a pack for that one. Wow, that is embarrassing. But uh, I've never seen Afterlife. I'm really excited. Godzilla says, Hosta, are you excited about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire? If you liked that one so much, you did. I'm kid. Man, everything in the UK comes out first. Yeah. Hosta, I don't get how you gave Spectre and Quantum of Solace 4 stars. Sure, they're all right, but 4 stars are a lot. So is Dune Part 2 5 stars. There's flaws in the film. Like, that is not a 5 star at all. Even Film Kid agrees with me on that. He lowered it to 4.5. Jay lowered it. Jay has it at 4.5. I'm not the only one. Even there are other people online that are saying that there are flaws with the film. But I just loved Quantum of Solace and Spectre. Maybe it's because I went in with such low expectations. I did go in with low expectations going in, and that might have been why, because I got surprised. I was like, these films are awesome. Craig, you are a mastermind. Hosta, I haven't watched the trailers for Frozen Empire after I watched 2 and 3, so a little bit. Oh, could I move down? Move down. Oh. Film Kid, I prefer the first Dune. Victory! I also prefer the first Dune. It has 10 times better pacing than the second film. Hosta, Godzilla, have you watched Dune 2? What did you think? Godzilla, I'm excited about it. I was excited about it too. I was really looking forward to it. I watched it and it was slightly disappointed because I had people saying that because I had so many people saying this is like one of the greatest things of all time, and I went in with those expectations and was disappointed. Also says, no way, the first is better. Yeah, it is. The pacing's 10 times better. Like the pacing, I did not feel the runtime for the first one. I felt the runtime tremendously for the second film. It did not justify the runtime. They could easily have trimmed down a ton of it, and the chemistry between, I mean, the Zendaya and what's his face, the main character, like their thing was very forced. If the thing in Casino Royale and between Vesper, and if that Bond and Vesper relationship was forced, then certainly that one was forced. Yes, he is. He has recency bias very much. Godzilla, I have watched Doom Part 2 and it is really good. Yes, it is really good. Frankie. Keep Watch Burn, Superhero, Blue Beetle, Superman, The Flash. If you're talking about the original, if we're talking about the original Superman, oh boy, I don't want to say this, but I think I have to. Yeah, Burn Superman. Like that film is not that good. The film is very overrated. The original Superman is very overrated. The Flash, I will watch, and I'm keeping Blue Beetle. Both are not really the best, though. Oh wait, no, I already got that one. Pumpkin, you saying that Doom Part 2 flies by is just a lie, and you're trying to make us angry. I agree very much with that statement that Film Kid says. Hosta says, Doom 2 is in my top 3 most entertaining films ever. Yeah, no. Rahasta, if I am recently biased for Doom 2, you got to admit that you're late biased on The Dark Knight. No, I still love The Dark Knight. I still think I need to move it up a bit. It's just I am finding flaws with the film because I'm actually looking to rate films and trying not to be someone that lies and ignoring the flaws. Something that you very much did with Doom 2 as well. I do love The Dark Knight so dang much. Film Kid. He's seen The Dark Knight more recently than I have. Oh! And looks like Film Kid 1, Hosta 0. Oh, here's a great question. Godzilla, what do you think of Man of Steel? Man of Steel is currently at my number 108 for favorite films of all time. I love the film. I love it. I do think a lot of people really were like turned off by it. It is a bit of a tonal shift. It was definitely a darker Superman thing, but I think that there's things like apparently Superman 2, there's like a battle in the I believe there's a battle in Superman 2 where there's a lot of casualties too, but since it's more old and dated, it's harder for it to like be seen. So I have no idea why people are like, oh no, they're just murdering so many people in Man of Steel. When you do a comic book film and there's a fight, you will get casualties. That's not really a very good excuse. If you don't like the film, that's fine. If you're gonna try and make up an excuse like that, no way. Yeah, no, no. Frankie, I think Dune and Dune 2 are both the same. Goodness to me. So I can't really agree on any. Okay, can you end it here? I'll end it in a second. Asta, Dune 2 flies by for me. Ugh. You guys don't have to agree with me, but I thought I was halfway through when it ended, and knowing it on second watch just made it more entertaining. You just went into the film wanting it that. Like I do not think the film flies by. I was so unbelievably like, oh, just end this film. It's not needing they could easily have trimmed it down to at least 220. They could have. There's a lot that was throwaway. Like and the chemistry between I do think that the love chemistry thing between Zendaya and what is his name? The guy that played Wonka, who plays the main character, like that is very unnecessary. That was not very needed. It had Bond and Vesper had better chemistry, way better. Godzilla, nobody's perfect, even the masters. Film Kid doing part two, Doom part two. I was hoping till it was almost the end of the movie and like 2 hours left. Yeah, I kind of agree with that, sadly. Also, Superman 78 over Man of Steel. The first time I'm the Sean Chandler fanboy instead of you. Like, no way. Like, I love Man of Steel. Superman 78 is extremely dated and is really just really not very good. Hosta said Paul and Channa's relationship felt so natural. So did Bond and Vespers. That felt very natural too. You just wanted to go on the hate wagon for Bond. So don't try and say that was natural, but the other one wasn't. Frankie, hot take, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was my favorite movie of 2023. That was my man, that coin just had to go away. Kind of just spilled it's Guardians 3 was my fifth favorite of last year. I preferred Oppenheimer, Holdovers, Dead Reckoning Part 1, and John Wick 4. But I did love that one. It's my second favorite in the Guardians franchise. So I do love Guardians 3. Definitely one of my favorite MCU films. Gotcha. What do you think of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice? And have you seen the director's cut of it? I've only seen the director's cut of it. I haven't seen the other one. I do love. I mean, not love. No, I don't love it. I think it's okay. I mean, I think it's decent, but it's not the best. There's a lot of really just. It felt very, yeah. Film kid. I'm not fond of the OG Superman and Hosta. As I said this before, you're only giving Doom Part 2 pauses because you're trying to make us angry. Their chemistry is so forced. Agreed. Hosta. Nope. Didn't feel natural at all. Wanted to like Casino Royale more, but I didn't. I judge movies while watching them, not before. No, you judged Doom 2 saying that it was going to be one of your favorites of all time. That is a complete lie. And no, that is a very natural relationship, Hosta, which you know. If it's not, then the chemistry between Paul and Janice is very forced. Even a film kid agrees with me on that. And he gave it a 5-star thing first. So very much that is a very forced relationship. And if it's not, because at least they're getting along the entire film. Man. Frankie, hot take Shazam. My favorite DCE EU movie. I'm just a sucker for the Heartless. I do love Shazam. That's another one of my favorites of all time. That's my 94th favorite film of all time currently. Wait, I thought I had Man of Steel above it. I may need to take a look at that because I'm pretty sure I think Man of Steel is better. Here's a question. Godzilla. What do you think of Zack Snyder's Justice League? I haven't finished it yet. That's a long film. A long film that I I bought the film. I just haven't finished it yet. So it's like 4 hours long. So really hard to finish. But I do think it's a significant improvement over the first one. You've told the story. You may have walked in nervous, air quotes, but you were inside being like, I'm gonna love this film. You knew that you were gonna love it. Don't deny it. Frankie, I prefer Superman 2 to Superman. Need to check Superman 2 out. I bought all the Superman and Batman films on sale because they were in a pack together for like $20. Okay, the fact that you like part 2 is better than Shawshank. I haven't even seen Shawshank, and I know that is 100% a lie. I agree with that statement. Shawshank, I've seen both. Shawshank is not, it's not even close. Shawshank is 80 times better, and it's not even 80. That's offensive to say. It is 3 trillion times better. Like, Dune 2 is one of the worst films of all time compared to Shawshank. Not even close. Not even close. It's offensive to even compare the two. Tying the two is even worse. Hosta, Shawshank is perfect. And a little better, but I have them tied personally. Like, it's not even close. Like, Dune 2 is not perfect. Shawshank is perfect 100%. Has the greatest ending of all time. It has some of the greatest characters of all time. And it just, wow. And also, Hosta, the only reason you're biased about Casino Royale is because you watched it on your phone. Boom! Knew I could use that flaw. I knew I could use that eventually. And sorry, Hosta, you forced me to do it. You knew I didn't want to use it, but you had to. So the only reason that you gave it a 3 stars because of the fact that you've seen it on your phone and not on a big screen. Like, that awesome parkour scene, you even said that, like, you even admitted, like, you saw that on your phone. So that film was awesome. It was some great action, though. Like, that parkour scene, one of the greatest action scenes of all time. Okay. Yes, it is the greatest ending of all time. So much better than Dune 2's ending. Godzilla says Shawshank Redemption is better. Not even close. You can't even compare the two. It's laughable that anyone would. Frankie, Dune 2, even though I think it's a good movie, I will have to agree at him. It was very slow when I thought it was like an hour through. It was like only 20 minutes. Like, yeah, I agree. You can end it now. I'm going to go for 8 more minutes. That's it. But I do think that Dune 2 is way too long. They could have trimmed a lot. Like, there's a lot of filler in there that was not needed, but I still like the film. It's just I'm getting a bit more negative because people are always like saying that this is like the greatest thing of all time, and I have to be that guy that's like, actually, it's only a 9 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10. I have to be that guy because there are flaws that I had because I was like the only guy on earth besides Film Kid that went into the film being like, okay, this is gonna be awesome, and then I walked out and I was like, there are significant flaws that no one is acknowledging. Mm-hmm. Frankie, Dune was a bit slow, but nowhere compared to first. The first one's awesome. Hasa, I'm a huge Shawshank guy. Just because I love Dune 2 as well doesn't mean I'm not obsessed with Shawshank. Next rewatch, it will probably change. Next, it will. I'm seeing Shawshank in theaters on the 21st, I think. I'm seeing Shawshank in theaters, so I already have my tickets, so I'm telling you it's way better. Hosta, I also think I'm just more invested in this Dune 2 story than you. You are by far. By far. Like, Dune 2 is great and all, but it's probably not going to be my favorite film of the year. If so, then we need some 5 stars of the year, hopefully. Because Dune 2 is in 5 stars. I really hope we get some 5 stars of the year soon. Okay. Godzilla, what were some films you were dreading watching but ended up surprisingly not sucking? Some films that I was like, oh, come on, man, I have to watch this. I heard that after Goldfinger, the Bond era, Bond films got really bad. And then I found out it wasn't after Goldfinger. It was after Thunderball, which is so Thunderball. I went into being like, oh man, this one's gonna suck. And I was like, wow, that was awesome. I then went into You Only Live Twice, being like, okay, well, we're actually on a streak. And then I watched You Only Live Twice, and there we had it. That, my friends, is what I call a Bond. That is what I call a franchise really letting out the steam early. So, okay. Frankie, I meant to say compared to 2. Oh, yes, by far. Like 2, I say is much slower pace than the first because there's only like 2 action scenes. There's one at the beginning and one at the end. Other than that, there's like virtually no action. The entire film is basically all exposition. Film kid, I'm most likely going to see the theaters on the 20th. Going to see probably Shawshank theaters on the 20th because the first time I'm watching it ever. Yeah, Shawshank. Man, I love Shawshank. Hosta. I would say the only movie that really got 5-star potential is the Robert Pattinson one by the Parasite director, unless something else comes out of nowhere like Holdovers. I do not think that Robert Pattinson will be that good because, come on, let's be honest, guys. Everyone was saying this thing's having Robert Pattinson in it. It's directed by Nolan. This thing's for like Tenet. And let's take a look. Tenet is probably debatably Nolan's worst film. So it's okay, I guess. But it's like, I'm not even a very big fan of it. I think that one is extremely mediocre. Extremely. Like, that one is pretty like it's like a big margin. You have Tenet, then you have A Long Way Away, then you have Following, then you have things like I think after that's Memento, and then I'll give you my quick little ranking of the films right now. Right last is Tenet by far. Actually, hold on, I'll answer these 2 questions then. Or Godzilla, have you seen the Planet of the Apes trilogy yet? Nope, I'm about to. Frankie, my worst movie is Buried because the entire movie is completely nothing but a guy buried alive. What a fantastic story, hey? Yeah. Okay, the only movies that I have that have any competition for this year's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Yep. Hosta, Tenet might be extremely mediocre with you. 5 out of 10, but it had potential. It did have potential. It just really squandered the ball. Like, really. Hosta, let me know this. Tenet or Quantum of Solace? Just know I can easily remove some comments. Just know that. I'm joking, but please. Quantum of Solace or Tenet? And I have a feeling I know what your answer is. But my quick little ranking right now is Tenet in last place. Big jump. Then you have Following. Then I have Memento. Then I have Insomnia. Then I have The Dark Knight Rises. No. Then Dunkirk. Then The Dark Knight Rises. Then I have. What do I have left? I think it's only. Yeah, then Oppenheimer, The Prestige, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight. Okay. So. Hosta, I think I'm going with Tenet over Quantum of Solace, but pretty damn. Oh, that's not even close. Quantum of Solace is way better. Not even close. The fact that anyone would compare the two, Quantum of Solace is awesome. When will you watch them? I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh wait, Planet of the Apes. I will watch them pretty soon. I need to get some of the other ones. I've only seen the first 2 of the older ones to get them done. Hosta, I'm excited for Kingdom, but that's more for the experience. It's going to be an 8 out of 10 at best, and Dune 2 is a 9 out of 10 at best. Just saying. Frankie, I think Deadpool 3, Sonic 3, and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and Ghostbusters Frozen Empire will be my favorite movies of the year. I seen Deadpool 3 really early. It was you saw Deadpool 3 early. It was wow. Everyone sees you. Don't give me any spoilers. I hear it's great. I mean, I'm hoping it's great. We got Austin in the chat saying, "Hey fellas, Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. If you have any questions, be sure to ask them. Hosta. Batman Begins is not that good. The action sucks, and Rachel actress is bad in the movie. You're thinking of The Dark Knight. Yeah, because although you could apply the same criticism to that one, the Rachel actress in The Dark Knight really sucks. Like her name is Maggie Gyllenhaal. She is terrible as Rachel, and the action is pretty terrible in The Dark Knight. The film is not at all. The film is one of the greatest of all time, but the action is pretty terrible. But it's I think Memento is extremely overrated. The film, if you got, I get it. It has some a really great twist, but after that, it really just it's like you now see the entire thing coming, so you're now it just loses its main appeal. Frankie, uh, I won't. I'm allowed to tell people I watched it. I just can't spoil nothing because it won't come out till July. I was shook on it. Okay, oh boy. And Austin says, and I think I got my next specialist ranking picked. I'd be interested to see what that is when you guys get it ready and get it out. Okay, what did I miss? Godzilla, what do you think of the old ones right now? I think the original Planet of the Apes is decent. Had some fun with that one. And I am not a very big fan of Escape. I'm sorry, I really do not like that one. I don't think. Film Kid doing Doom Part 2 is not that good. The chemistry is forced between Timothy Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet's his name. And Zendaya. And there is a ton of other flaws. I could keep going on if you want me to. Oh, go ahead, Film Kid. I would be happy to. Go ahead, Film Kid. Austin, oh yes, I think I'm going to try to stream tonight. Going to do another tier ranking. I will be sure to be there if I can. Be happy to support you, my man. Hosta Ledger, you and Film Kid talked at a call just a month ago about The Dark Knight had great action. No, I said the action, like the vehicles, that's great. The action not in the like the vehicles and stuff, like when it's like hand-to-hand combat, is awful, like really bad. Like it's always like these like wide shots of like of all these like these just like these wide shots of like Batman like using his elbows and stuff, and it just looks so over the top, like huh, huh. It's just really not well shot, especially considering the Batman where we got to see like what he does to that criminal, like what the hell are you supposed to be, and then like he just goes up and like he just destroys him. Okay, Frankie. And I'm seeing Sonic free next month, and I'll let you know what I think of the movie next month. Okay, wow. Thank you so much for this. I'm glad to see I'm getting to know some of these things early. And I will be sure to make sure I don't get a. I'm hoping I will really enjoy Sonic. Okay. Godzilla. Beneath the Planet of the Apes is the second one. Beneath. Oh yeah, sorry. Beneath is the one. Escape is I think the next one or something. Or it's one of them. I don't know, to be honest. They kind of blend together. The only ones I really remember that are different are Rise, Dawn, and War. Sorry, guys. It's not my fault. SPC says most underrated horror film to you. A lot of people are really not going to like this answer, but I have always very much found Child's Play 3 very underrated. Never knew I'd got all the hate it gets. A lot of people have been like saying the criticism, saying it's just so much like Child's Play 2, and it's just like rehashing that one, and like it just has no formula to it. If anyone says that, I'm gonna probably ask them if they've seen the Friday the 13th film. I don't any of the Friday the 13th films, because I do not know why Child's Play has to deal with that criticism of like it's too much the same. Have you guys seen any of the Friday the 13th sequels that are apparently like literally the exact same? The first four are like basically the exact same films. Hosta, there's like two hand-to-hand combat scenes. You're thinking Batman Begins. No, I'm not, dude. I promise you that at least the hand-to-hand combat scenes of Batman Begins can be cool. Wait, Hosta, you want to hear a real criticism? Why the hell didn't the police wash the makeup off of Joker when he was in prison? Thank you. Thank you, Hosta. You now just gave me one other excuse for me to put a reason why Casino Royale is better than The Dark Knight. You put yourself in that scenario, mister. Yes! Oh, man, that backfired on you so dang bad. Godzilla. Escape from the Planet of the Apes is the third one. Thank you. I will now get on to that one soon. Hosta Ledger, why is all your criticism is just popular stuff from the internet? It's not my fault. It's just because the internet is overhyping stuff and saying things are perfect when they know they aren't. Film Kid, how do you see these things early? Because he's in not Canada. He's in the UK, and I believe they see this stuff early. And Frankie says, bye. See you, man. No, wait, no. Wait. And Frankie says, because Sonic 2 is one of my top 50 favorite movies. Don't like it that much, but I do really enjoy it. So it's not like I'm going to really argue, but Hosta, that's still such a small nitpick. I get that, though. It's not me, but to be fair, you could easily have washed the makeup off. It's because we see throughout the film, like, the makeup, like, coming off. Austin says, Batman Begins is my favorite Batman film. I will not argue with that. I do think of the trilogy of films that has the least amount of flaws, it's just The Dark Knight has higher highs. But the Dark Knight has lower lows than Batman Begins, but it has much higher highs. But I will say, Batman Begins is a better Batman film. The Dark Knight's not a Batman film; it's just a great film. If you just called Batman Bob Jones, and you just called the Joker Sam Rocky. I'm sorry, guys. You put me on the spot. I can't think of any of this stuff. So if you just called it that, it would not be a Batman film. It would just be Heat. It would just be a remake of Heat. So it's not a Batman film. It's just basically a remake of Heat, kind of. Frankie. And I'm watching Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes next week. So stay tuned. And that is all for today. Ooh, man, I'm really excited to know what Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is like, so I can rub it in Haas's face, saying that's probably gonna be great. So thank you, man. I would love to get to rub it in Haas's face, but if you guys got any more questions, be sure to put them back in because I'm about to end the stream. Whew, take a bit of a breather. Okay. Oh man, a lot of people are really not gonna like my answer. Austin says, did you see Neve Campbell is coming back for Scream 7? I actually did. I heard that. So I would say I enjoyed that Scream 6 kind of removed her from the formula. I feel like the first 4, she's really compelling in it, but I feel like I think that now is like a time for her to like give the old new characters the thing. It's just, why did they have to fire Melissa McCarthy or whatever her name is? I believe that's it. No, Melissa Barrera, I think. I don't know, but all I know is I do not like that they're bringing her back. I mean, it's not. It's just I don't know how they're gonna make her a character on her own, because at least she had someone like Dewey with her, but Dewey's dead, and they also have someone like Gale. Gale is, I believe, not returning, so don't know. Batman Begins has less flaws. Nah, that's crazy, Ledger. Batman Begins has worse action, worse actress for Rachel. Okay, no, that is idiotic. The actress in The Dark Knight for Rachel is terrible. She has no chemistry with anyone. At least the actress in Batman Begins has chemistry with people. And Batman literally kills the League of Shadows people. He doesn't kill them. He only kills Ra's al Ghul. That is the only thing. And you could literally level that criticism on Batman versus Superman. He kills an entire warehouse of people in the warehouse scene. Like, the amount of people he kills in that scene is crazy. That is a really brutal Batman, I would say. Godzilla Conquest of the Planet of the Apes is the fourth one. Battle of the Planet of the Apes is the conclusion of the original Planet of the Apes series. Thank you. I will now I know how to watch them. Thank you. Okay, I'm not excited. They should leave the screen. Film good. I didn't mean to say screen. I meant to say Scream, and then I meant to say Scream franchise alone. I do think that Neve Campbell is great in the original bunch. I think that they need to learn when to let her go. They don't seem to be knowing this. In the Scream franchise, based on the drama lately, it could really go sideways fast. Batman kills the League of Shadows. He puts the house on fire. And the fire kills them in the first act. I mean, We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes, Hosto. Nobody's perfect. I had to think of something fast. Okay, if you have any last questions, be sure to put them in. I'll go for 5 more minutes. Then I'll hit an hour 30. And that is it. But I enjoy Neve Campbell the Scream films. She's not my favorite Final Girl. She's my number 3, I believe. I do prefer Sam Sarakana at number 2, and of course Ellen Ripley at number 1. But I do think that she's great. I just hope that they don't screw this up. If they screw this up, man, Film Kid says bye. See you, man. Godzilla. And then there's that thing that people get really angry about. Hopefully that thing is okay. But I doubt it. Also, we all make mistakes. Batman killed like 50 people just to save one guy. Again, we all make mistakes. Do you have any idea how many people that Ben Affleck has killed in being Batman? He kills a lot of people. Did you see him in Batman vs. Superman? He brands a guy. He's been branding people. Nobody's perfect. Yeah, but Frankie. Oh, I get to see for 10 more minutes. So what movies do you think I should watch, and then let you know if that's good or not? You mean of new movies coming out? I would say films that I'm curious about that I really want to know if they're good or not, that you're able to see for free. Which, how are you seeing all these films free, dude? Because if so, I think I may need to come into the UK. Yeah, but Gladiator 2 maybe see, because people, I know that one's not gonna be good. There's no way that can be good. No way. I'm trying to think, what are some of my most anticipated films of the year? At least ones that you haven't covered. I'm trying to think. There's got to be something. For instance, I watch Gladiator 2 tomorrow. Oh, wow. How are you seeing these films free, dude? How? Oh, boy. Hassa, I'm not defending Batman vs. Superman. The movie is mid, but Batman killed them on purpose. And he was killing those guys on purpose, too. He was intentionally killing them so that one guy could live. Wait a second. Never mind. I agree with Film Kid. Bad Boys 4. I want to know how that one turns out. And if they're actually playing it soon, Lethal Weapon 5. But it's got to have a source for these things so I know what to stay away from. And Hosta, you go into the Dark Knight bias. I'm not going to accept this. But Frankie, I would say, Frankie, I need to know this. How is Alien Romulus? I need to know. Alien Romulus. Frankie, I'm allowed to watch movies for free as long as I promise not to spoil nothing for the people. Since when? Is this like press screenings? Because if so, I need to get into some press screenings. But let me know how Alien Romulus is. I need to know that one. Because there's certain films I want to see in theaters, but there's like certain ones that I don't want to like pressure my mom and dad too much too, in case I know that it's bad. So I'm like, oh man. So Frankie, you are doing me a favor because I have a man on the inside. It also means I get to say I have a man on the inside. But I have a man on the inside, so I at least need to know this so I know what to have my parents take me to. How you can't just say I'm biased. Then you're biased with Die Hard if it works like that too. Die Hard is perfect. There's literally nothing you can flaw with the film. Godzilla. Wait, Gladiator 2 is out now. No, it's just he gets in Canada. Frankie's, I saw that yesterday, and I think it's pretty good. It's not the best Alien movie, but I think it's better than some of the other sequels. It's definitely better than Resurrection and Alien 3. There's no way it can be worse than that, but that's basically all I have. Bad Boys 4 and what did I give? Gladiator 2. Let me know how those are. And I'll try and think of some more, but and Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. I need to know how bad. I need to know how terrible that one is. Hosta. Well, I guess I would say Die Hard is just barely better than The Dark Knight technically. Barely. It's way better than The Dark Knight if we're going off of objectively in terms of like which one has more flaws. Way better. because The Dark Knight does have flaws. People just don't acknowledge them. Film Kid, UK. Mm. Mm. Frankie, and another movie I want to show is Despicable Me 4. It's the second best Despicable Me. Okay, my brother's a fanatic of Despicable Me, so I'll let him know that that also means that I get to now say a really cool phrase saying that I have a man on the inside. So thank you, Frankie, for giving me the ability to say that, as well as letting me know on what to steer clear of. But let me know how Bad Boys 4 turns out, so I know if I should see that one soon. Okay, Hosta, you're just biased towards Die Hard. Yes, I am, and I'm proud of it. But guys, I think I'm going to end this thing here. So thank you all so much for watching. I am about to fall asleep, to be honest, but thank you all so much for watching, and have a good one.